Omagyanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapetanyena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sagana Raghunatavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So let's continue from where we stopped. So yesterday we stopped at Krishna continue to encourage Arjuna about the nature of the mind, how it is possible to control the mind. So we discussed about that yesterday, and we said that today Arjuna is still going to ask further questions to tell Krishna, Krishna, I know you understand the mind, but the way you are speaking, you make it look so simple. Krishna, to deal with the mind is not so simple the way you are speaking, Krishna. So what happened to those people who fell from the paths after started very seriously? They started the process very seriously, they are fired up, and they are going on, and after some time, they just, boom, they left the path. Krishna, what happened to them? And what happened to those people who continue for the long time in their practice? Krishna, I need to know about these people. Do they just disappear like a rival cloud? Or tell me what happened, Krishna? And then Krishna is going to tell Arjuna, Arjuna, no one does good and overcome by evil, my friend. Whatever good you have done, you are going to get the reward also. So don't worry. If you practice for a short time, you will get some reward. If you practice for a long time, you will get the reward. There is nothing that is done that has no result in this world. That is why I'm remembering the number, chapter 2, verse number 40. Can somebody just quickly open to 240 and read? If you find it.
Okay, Prabhuji. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
Yes, Krishna already mentioned that in chapter 2. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. Any little lehabrikrama nasusti, even little endeavor can save us. So there's no loss in this path. We only gain, there's no loss. Okay, so let's continue here. Arjuna is going to ask his question. Let's continue. I think we are supposed to continue from 37, isn't it? Yes. Someone is there to respond. Prabhu Ryan is not here.
Yes, Prabhuji, we are going to
Prabhu.
start 37.
Yeah. 37.
Where's Ryan Prabhu? He's not here today.
Prabhu, he went to the home program.
Okay.
Together with Mother Angel.
Okay. So they were able to drive the two of them today. Yeah. They were not happy that one person was staying behind yesterday, so now they have to take the two of them. It's okay. So let's
Yes.
go. Arjuna Uvacha Ayati Shraddhayo Peto Yada Yoga Chalita Manasaha Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim Kam Gatim Krishna Gachati. So Arjuna said, "Oh Krishna, what is the destination of unsuccessful transcendentalists who in the beginning take the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desist due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism?" You see? So whatever we may be thinking in our mind was already there in Arjuna's mind. So he's taking our position to ask Krishna this question. Many of us, when we come to the path of devotional service, we are very serious at this, as if in the next 3 months we are going back home, back to Godhead. Become very serious. Many of us. It's like, oh, in the next 3 months, I'm going back home, back to Godhead. I have to be very serious now. Oh, that is Maya. This is Maya. Oh, that is Maya. Oh, Maya, 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 Maya. I'm the only Krishna conscious. Oh, I'm going to kingdom of God, you know. As if in the next 3 months, everything will become perfect. Then after 3 months, we are still fighting with our lust. We are still fighting with anger. 6 months, 1 year, oh, the anger is still there. Oh, lust is there. Oh, Krishna, what is happening? Then the realization is done on us. Oh, I was thinking I'm going to back to Godhead in 1 year. But here I am, after 5 years, I'm still struggling with all my anarthas, all the dirty things in my heart. Oh, I think I should start taking it very easy. Take it easy, bro. Bro, take it easy, bro. Take it easy, bro. You know? So many devotees have passed through this states, you know, or state of consciousness, you know. We come very far up in the beginning, and after some time, we see all those things that we are fighting, you know, in the beginning before we become devotee, we still find them there. We see other people also with contamination, those who have been there for 20, 30 years, they're still struggling with all their faults. So what is going on? Oh, I think I should take it easy, bro. I should take it easy, you know. Then before you know, you start becoming drawn to the materialism that you have given up. Now your materialistic involvement will become more stronger than spiritual involvement. So some people, if they are not careful, then they go swing to material. Then you hardly find them in the temples again. You hardly find them chanting again. You hardly find them doing devotional practice again. Then before you know, you don't hear about them again. So Arjuna knows all this. And Krishna knows also. That is why Arjuna is taking that position to ask this question. Krishna, what happened to those people? In the beginning, they take it very serious, this path. But due to worldly mindedness, they are deviated from the path. So let's listen to proper explanation in the purport. Please, someone read.
I can read.
Yes, please go ahead, Prabhu.
The path of realization or mysticism is described in the Bhagavad Gita. The basic principle of self-realization is knowledge that the living entity is not this material body, but that he is different from it, and that his happiness is in eternal life, bliss, and knowledge. These are transcendental, beyond both body and mind. Self-realization is sought by the path of knowledge, by the practice of the Eightfold System, or by Bhakti Yoga. In each of these processes, one has to realize the constitutional position of the living entity, his relationship with God, and the activities whereby he can re-establish the lost link and achieve the highest perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness. Following any of the above mentioned 3 methods, one is sure to reach the supreme goal, sooner or later. This was asserted by the Lord in the 2nd chapter. Even a little endeavor on the transcendental path offers a great hope for deliverance. Out of these 3 methods, the path of Bhakti Yoga is especially suitable for this age because it is the most direct method of God realization. To be doubly assured, Arjuna is asking Lord Krishna to confirm his former statement. One may sincerely accept the path of self-realization, but the process of cultivation of knowledge and the practice of the Eightfold Yoga system are generally very difficult for this age. Therefore, despite constant endeavor, one may fail. for many reasons. First of all, one may not be sufficiently serious about following the process. To pursue the transcendental path is more or less to declare war on the illusory energy. Consequently, whenever a person tries to escape the clutches of the illusory energy, she tries to defeat the practitioner by various allurements. The conditioned soul is already allured by the modes of material energy, and there is every chance of being allured again, even while performing transcendental disciplines. This is called Yogakcharitamana Shaha, deviation from the transcendental path. Arjuna is inquisitive to know the results of deviation from the path of self-realization. Hare Krishna.
So Arjuna wants to know, what happened to those who give up the path? They are very serious in the beginning. They practice for some time. Actually, they were very sincere. To be frank with you, they were very sincere. It's not that they were not sincere. That is why they gave up. No, they were really sincere. But just like Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, when you take to part of the transcendentalists, you are declaring war against Maya. And when you declare war against Maya, you know what it means. You see, it's not easy fight. It's not an easy war. So she will create so many allurements to distract us from the path. That is her duty. She's doing her duty perfectly well. So Arjuna wants to know, some people become carried away by this allurement and they give up the path. So Arjuna wants to know, Krishna, what happened to them? Krishna, please tell me, I want to know. Okay, so let's read the second verse. Kaschim nobaya vibrastas china brahmi vanashyati apratisto mahabao bimumbo brahmana pati. Almighty Am Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendental fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a rising cloud with no position in any sphere? Arjuna wants to know, will it, you know, because the person has given up his material part to take the spiritual part. Then when they now give up the spiritual part, what will happen to him? Will he just lose everything, both materially and spiritually? He will not be able to enjoy materially, spiritually. He will not attain spiritual perfection. What happened to him, Krishna? Please tell us. Let's read the purport. Proper explain here.
Okay, I'll read.
Yeah.
Okay, Mata. There are two ways to progress. Those who are materialists have no interest in transcendence. Therefore, they are more interested in material advancement by economic development or in promotion to the higher planets by appropriate work. When one takes to the path of transcendence, one has to cease all materialistic activities and sacrifice all forms of so-called the material happiness. If the aspiring transcendentalist fails, then he apparently loses both ways. In other words, he can enjoy neither material happiness nor spiritual success. He has no position. He is like a riven cloud. A cloud in the sky sometimes deviates from a small cloud and joins a big one. But if it cannot join a big one, then it is blown away by the wind and becomes a non-entity in the vast sky. The Brahmana Pati is the path of transcendental realization through knowing oneself to be the spiritual in essence, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, who is manifested as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Lord Sri Krishna is the fullest manifestation of the Supreme Absolute Truth. And therefore, one who is surrendered to the Supreme Person is a successful transcendentalist. To reach this goal of life, through Brahman and Paramatma, realization takes many, many births. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Therefore, the supermost path of transcendental realization is Bhakti Yoga or Krishna consciousness, the direct method.
Thank you. So Prabhupada is explaining, because when we take to spiritual life, we deny ourselves of so many material sense gratification. We cannot go to party with our friends again. We cannot go to Jollibee with our friends again. We cannot go to KFC with our friends again. We cannot go to McDonald's with our friends again. We cannot go to all these places again with our friends. And sometimes they make jest of us. You guys are just suffering, you know. See, you cannot enjoy yourself. What kind of religion are you practicing? So Krishna is aware of all these things. Because when immediately you take the spiritual part, means that you cannot engage in all these sense gratificatory process again. See, I was in the market the other day in Divisoria, so I met one person. So we were discussing about business. So she's a very nice person, very elderly woman though. So, but somehow that she took interest in me. She liked me. So, oh, you are like my son. You are very nice. I see you are a very nice person. Oh, very good. And immediately she started assisting me. She asked her maid girl to assist me to go to search for some people and all those things I was looking for in market. And then she was, after I finished, she now say, oh, can we get to Jalabi's? Can we get Jollibees or something? Let's go and take lunch or something. I said, no, man, no, I cannot go. No, I'm a vegetarian, pure vegetarian. I'm an Hare Krishna. They say, oh, Hare Krishna, tell me more. What is Hare Krishna? Oh, Hare Krishna, we are like this, we are like that. Oh, I remember, I used to see them in the 70s. Yes, I used to see them in the 70s. Yeah, when I was in the school, I used to see them. Oh, they're still around. Oh, I said, yes. Oh, very good. Oh, very good. Oh, sorry, you cannot go with me. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, take this money. You use it to buy whatever you like, So she will, so like that, you see, if I'm not Hare Krishna now, I would have just, okay, let's go to Jalabi's, let's, yes, start making 100s and that, start, I want to eat pizza, you want to eat this, you want to eat that, So when you follow the spiritual path, you deny yourself of social gathering. You cannot meet with materialistic friends anyhow again. You cannot go outing with them anyhow again. You are very strict about what you take, what you eat. So here, Prabhupada is saying, Arjuna is concerned about this. When you take those spiritual paths, you cannot, follow all these things. So Krishna, if that person now fall from the spiritual path, what happened to that person? Does he just miss all the material enjoyment that he cannot enjoy? And the spiritual part is not achieving success. Krishna, what happened to him? Please tell me, I want to know. You see, he wants to know. So that is it. So let's continue. So that is what Prabhupada is mentioning here. Yeah, that because the spiritual perfection is not easy. Prabhupada mentioned towards the end of the purport. Bhavunam jamanamate gyana bhama prapadyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudulaba. After many births and deaths, one come to that realization that Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that Krishna is everywhere and the Supreme Lord is the Supreme Lord. Samahatma Sudulaba, that soul is very rare. Such a soul is very rare. To surrender to soul, to surrender to Vasudeva, that soul is very rare. After many births. So Arjuna wants to know what happened to such person who starts this process and give up. Because we know it takes many births for you to attain perfection. The Prabhupada mentioned the part of bhakti is spiritual life made easy. Because part of bhakti is a process that even when you are engaging in spirituality, you can still gratify your senses in Krishna consciousness. You see, you can eat pizza, but you can only pizza produced by devotees. You can hit, you can still take all these things. You don't deny yourself completely. As long as it's offered to Krishna, you can still take Krishna prasadam and you become purified. So that is the part of bhakti. So Prabhupada mentioned towards the end that therefore the supermost part of transcendental realization is bhakti yoga, or Krishna consciousness is the direct method. It's a direct practical method for us in this age of Kali. Even this part of bhakti that is a direct method and spiritual life made easy, many of us are still finding it very difficult. Many of us are finding it very difficult. Some people still justify why they should take chocolates. They still justify why they should take imitation meats. They still justify why they should take onion and garlic. They still justify why they justify everything they do. Because for them, it's like, oh, you said we should not eat meat, we should not eat fish, you should not eat this. Now again, you're telling me not to take chocolate. Why? I want to take chocolate. Nothing you can do about that. Okay? You know, you see? So some people, they are like that. You know, I want to take chocolate. Nothing you can do about that. I'm going to take chocolate anyway. No. I'm going to take onion and garlic because I'm not ready for that. It's becoming too much, you know? So some devotees, they become like that, you see? So even part of bhakti is a very easy process where we can engage our senses in the service of Krishna to purify our senses so that we can realize Krishna. Still, many of us still find it very difficult to follow the rules and regulations on the path of bhakti very strictly. Many of us, you see? So now Arjuna still want to know more. So let's hear what Arjuna is saying here. Etam me samsayam Krishna chetumara siyasheshataha twamayam samshaya syasya chetanai upapadyate. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy these doubts. See, so many of us, we have all kinds of doubts in our mind. We have doubt about our real identity. We have doubt about the existence of God. We have a doubt about the perfection of life. We have doubt about the process of the perfection of life. We have so many doubts in our mind. We have so many doubts. So many doubts. They're always there in our mind. And those doubts, they are the thing keeping us back from not moving very fast to embrace the path of bhakti very seriously. To the extent you are embracing the path of bhakti, to that extent, your doubt is being dispelled. Unless our doubt is dispelled, we cannot embrace complete surrendering to the Lord. That is what is holding us back. It's very subtle thing in our subconscious mind. It doesn't come to the surface. It's there very subtle in the subconscious mind. To the extent we have doubt, to that extent we are held back in surrendering to the Lord, including me and you, all. You see, all of us, to the extent of our doubts, to that extent, we are able to surrender. To that extent, we are able to understand this process according to our doubts. And that is why Jesus Christ says in the Bible, if you have faith like the mustard seed, you can move a mountain. Why is he saying that? Because to have faith in God in this world is very difficult, not easy process. To have faith in God is not easy. So even if we have that small faith, like that of a mustard seed is the most smallest of all seeds. If we have such a faith, that small faith, like mustard seed, many of us have seen mustard seed, isn't it? Yes, nod your head. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, brother.
Yes. Mustard seed is the smallest seed of all seeds. You see, if we just imagine if somebody is saying, if we have a faith like mustard seed, what does that mean? Have we thought of that before? Have we thought of it deeply? Have we analyzed what that means? We need to think deeply about this saintly. When saintly people talk, we need to think about their speech. We need to meditate on it. When Jesus Christ says, if you have a faith like a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. He knows what he's saying. He knows that to have faith in God in this world is very difficult. That is why you should open to Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, text number 3, and you read very loudly. Okay? Are you there? Has somebody found it?
Just a translation, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
You see, Krishna says, hardly one knows me in truth. He didn't say hardly many of them knows me. He said hardly one knows me in truth. Means that out of many thousands among men, of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows him in truth. To know God, to have faith in God in this world is not easy. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult process. That is why it's a continual process until we leave this our body. We have to continue building faith in God. It's a continual process. The day you give up, that day you start becoming very far from God. It's an ongoing process until we give up this our body. You see, open to the same 7:26. Krishna makes affirming statement there also. You see, you can read
Just
it.
a translation, Prabhu.
Yes, please go ahead.
O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me no one knows.
See, Krishna knows that for people to really have faith in him, to know him, is not easy. That is what I'm saying, that Jesus Christ says, if you have faith in God, just like a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. Because to have faith in God is not an easy process. It's a whole lifetime process. You have to continue building your faith. That is why we are reading the Bhagavad Gita. That is why we are studying the scriptures. That is why we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why we are chanting the holy name. Because we have to continue to build our faith. We have to continue to build our faith because we are covered with this ignorance. Our body is ignorance. And until this ignorance is lifted up, we cannot have that spiritual realization. So to have faith in him is not easy. To really know him is not easy. So we have to continue. It's an ongoing process. You understand? So that is why here Arjuna is saying, Krishna, you are the only one who can dispel my doubts. Every living entity has doubt about God. Every living entity has doubt about the destination after death. If you don't have doubt about destination after death, and you don't have doubt about God, then you are not more than that, you are not better than animal. Because animal, they're just animal. They don't think of God. They don't think of anything. But as long as you are a human being, this ongoing battle between the existence of God, between the perfection of life, the goal of life, will continue to be a doubt that will continue to roam in your mind. So it's the scriptural knowledge that will dispel all these doubts. The knowledge of God is what that will dispel all these doubts from our mind. That is why we are asked to study these scriptures every day, because it's only this process that will. So Arjuna now is directly asking question to Krishna, please dispel these my doubts. Let someone raise the purport and let's hear Prabhupada speaking. Mother Nikki, you wanted to read before? Please go ahead.
Okay, I'll read. Purport. Krishna is the perfect knower of the past, present, and future. In the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord said that all living entities existed individually in the past. They exist now in the present, and they continue to retain individual identity in the future, even after liberation from the material entanglement. So, he has already cleared up the question of the future of the individual living entity. Now, Arjuna wants to know of the future of the unsuccessful transcendentalist. No one is equal to or above Krishna, and certainly the so-called great sages and philosophers who are at the mercy of material nature cannot equal him. Therefore, the verdict of Krishna is the final and complete answer to all doubts, because he knows past, present, and future perfectly, but no one knows him. Krishna and Krishna-conscious devotees alone can know what is what. Hare Krishna.
See? No one knows Krishna. Sometimes, it's for me, I smile. Sometimes when I sit down, I relax on my chair and I because I'm a thinker by nature, you know, I think a lot, you see. Sometimes I just sit down and relax and think. When I sit down, relax, and I think generally about the whole world. When you see people, they call themselves man of God. You see people who are, you know, guiding other people about God. I just reflect. How many of these people truly know who God is? You see, how many of them truly know who God is? There was one impersonalist he was preaching. Although we are not supposed to use their example, but I will use the example here so that you can understand that to really understand God in this world is not easy. You understand? So this, when Lord Buddha was going, so there are some atheists, those who don't believe in God. Even those atheists also, mind you, they are also scared of the unknown. You see, that is why I'm telling you that everybody has doubts in this world. Even the atheists, those who don't believe in God, they are scared of the unknown. You see, because it's natural for us to believe in the unknown power that supersedes over everything. The power that puts everything in place that we cannot comprehend. It's natural for us to comprehend, to appreciate this power. When we are born, we don't need anybody to tell us so much about God. We can feel it in the material existence, to see things around moving perfectly, the sun rising and all those things. We naturally have faith in the unknown. You understand? So even those people who come out very, you know, like boldly and deny the existence of God, they are scared of the unknown. You see? So these atheists, they saw Lord Buddha going, and they went to him. They said, oh, the great sage, Lord Buddha, please, we want to know, is there truly God? Because they don't believe in God. So they're asking Lord Buddha, is there truly God? And Lord Buddha told them, yes, there is God. And they become even more scared. And now they become more afraid. So there are some other people who have spent all their life worshiping God, worshiping God. So when they now met Lord Buddha, they asked him, Lord Buddha, is there God? Is there truly God? Even though they have spent all their life worshiping God, still they don't have some faith in God. So they asked Lord Buddha, is there God? And Lord Buddha said no. They even become more scared. You see? To some. He told them yes. To some. He said no. Why? Because he knows that there is doubt in our mind. We are always doubtful in this world about the existence of God, about the perfection of life. We are always doubtful. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj mentioned. Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj now concluded everything. He says, even though if you don't believe in the existence of God, you should act so nicely, you should act so wonderfully well in this world, you should behave in a way to please to that person you don't know that he exists, that even when you leave this world, if he happens to meet him, then you have nothing to lose. You see? Even though if you don't have the doubts, you have the doubts, you don't know whether he's here or not, you should act so purely, so nicely, that even after leaving this world, if you eventually will not meet him, then you have nothing to lose. Because if you spend all your life denying him and misbehaving and committing all kind of sinful life, just before you to be, not to feel guilty, you are denying his existence. What about when you leave this world, you now find out is real? Then you lost. You see? So Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj was explaining like this. You see? So That is the point. The point I'm trying to drive home here is that we are all doubtful. All of us. Okay? If you don't have doubts in your mind, means that your intelligence is not there. You are not intelligent. If you don't have doubts, means you are not intelligent. Because there are three activities of the mind. There are three activities of the intelligence. The activity of the mind is thinking, feeling, and willing. Thinking, feeling, and willing. These are the activities of the mind. Thinking, feeling, and willing. These are the three activities of the mind. Okay? And there are three activities of the intelligence: doubt, sleep, and discrimination. Doubt, sleep, and discrimination. You get my point? Are you hearing me? Very good, yes. So that is why if you don't get proper sleep, your intelligence will not work properly. Yes. Mother Nyarika is laughing. Why are you laughing, Mother Nyarika?
Prabhu, mostly I have 2 to 3 hours of sleep.
Then if you are sleeping less, Mother Nyarika, you will be thinking less. Yeah.
No, Prabhu, I think a lot.
It's all right. I understand. Because we are a devotee, it's completely different,
Yes.
So actually, if you don't sleep properly, you cannot think properly. Your thinking will be very weak. I mean, in terms of intelligence now, comprehension. You see, that is why you see people, that is why I remember one time in my country, there's one doctor who visited my country. That time my child was still around 2 years. So she was very enthusiastic about spiritual life. So she used to wake up and come for Magalati. So when the doctor saw my child coming for Magalati, my daughter coming for Magalati, he said, Prabhuji, are you the one bringing your daughter for Magalati? I said, no. The child waits. She wakes up on her own to come. We don't wake her up. She sees that we wake up, she will just join us, and before you know, she's there in Magalati. We don't force her. You say, oh, okay, it's good, but child should sleep from the 0 to 5 years. They should do nothing but sleeping, because that is the period when their intelligence is developing. Children should sleep from 0 to 5. Their main duty is sleeping, sleeping, and sleeping. That is why you see children, when they are small, nothing they do to sleep, cry, wake up, eat, sleep, cry, wake up, eat, sleep. That is their duty at that age, nothing else. You see? Because the more they sleep at that age, the more their intelligence is developing. Because sleep has something directly to do with the intelligence. You see? So, discrimination. Another work of the intelligence is discrimination. When your mind is thinking about something, so it's your intelligence who will tell you whether that thing is good or bad. Oh, Prabhuji, that thing you are thinking of is not good, according to the scripture. He say like this, he say like that. But sometimes the mind becomes so strong and say, shut up your mouth. I know, but I like to do it. The mind will shut up the intelligence. You say, keep quiet. I know, but I like to experience it. No, I know. Then the intelligence will say, okay, I know you are very stubborn. Okay, go and do it. Then the mind will push you to go and do it. Then after doing it, then both the mind and intelligence, they become so guilty. They become, the guilty conscience came in. And the intelligence say, I told you, but you didn't listen. Yes, I know. It's not good, I don't know why I just did. Since I'm being forced to do it, I will not do it again. Before you find it again, it's doing it again. Because why? The intelligence is very weak. Naturally, the intelligence should be more stronger than the mind. So when the intelligence is weak, it cannot control the mind. The mind imposes himself on the intelligence. Then the living entity finds himself doing what he's not supposed to be doing because he has not strengthened the intelligence. So how to strengthen the intelligence is by studying the scripture, by becoming strong in the scripture. When we study the scripture, we are sharpening and strengthening our intelligence. Okay. And then, so when the mind's trying to impose on us, we say, keep quiet, sit down there. I know what is good for me. You just shut up and stop thinking. You just follow me, like that. Then the mind, you say, okay, I understand. Now you take control. It's okay. I leave it, like that, Then the mind will keep quiet and follow the intelligence, So like that. So that is it. And the last one is doubt. Another duty of the intelligent is to be doubtful. That is a sign of somebody being intelligent. If you're not doubtful, means that your intelligence is not working properly. Okay? That is why we are supposed to ask questions. When there is doubt in our mind, the only way to dispel the doubt is to ask questions. That is why Arjuna is asking questions to Krishna, so that Krishna will dispel that doubt that has come by the instruction he has given him previously. As we are hearing the knowledge, some doubt will be going on at the back of our mind. We have to bring it to the surface and ask questions. Prabhuji, you say like this, you say like that. What about if it happen like this? What about if it happen like that? What should we do? So in that way, we are trying to dispel our doubts. So here, Arjuna is asking this question to dispel the doubt. Because unless the doubt is dispelled, we cannot move forward with conviction. Because only when our doubt is destroyed, then the conviction will become very strong in the intelligence. And when the conviction becomes very strong in the intelligence can overcome the stubbornness and the restless of nature of the mind. Then the living entity will take decision that is favorable for his spiritual advancement. You see? So let's listen to Krishna's reply to Arjuna's doubts and questions about the transcendentalists who are taken to this path, serious in the beginning, and due to some materialistic attraction, give up the paths in between. Krishna is going to respond now, and let us listen attentively to Sri Krishna's reply. Okay? Shri Bhagavan Vacha Parthanaiveha Namotra Vinashastasya Vidyate Nairkanya Krit Kaschana Dugate Tataganchati. So Krishna is saying, the Supreme Personality of God says, son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. You see? I love this verse like anything. You see? So Krishna is saying here, Krishna is clearing Arjuna's doubts with his first response. He's clearing Arjuna's doubts. One who does good is never overcome by evil. Our endeavor to practice spiritual life is endeavor for doing good. Giving up sense gratification is endeavor for doing good. Being a vegetarian, not encouraging cow and all this killing of this animal, we are doing good. You see, that is why Krishna is saying here, one who does good is never overcome by evil. You see, which is very, very wonderful and encouraging for all devotees to know that no matter what happens, Krishna never forgets our service. You see, whatever little thing you've done to Krishna, he will always remember. You see, that is why when you give up everything in this world and you focus 100% in spiritual, I always tell people from my own realization, I always tell people that I'm counseling or giving advice to, that there is no harm in become 100% spiritual. Means becoming spiritual fanatic. Oh, spiritual. There's no harm in becoming like that. I always advise people, you see. But there is every harm of becoming too materialistic. When you become too materialistic, there is big harm. There's big danger. But for our own situation, we have to find balance. You see? We have to find balance in the middle. We have to be in the middle. Don't become too spiritual. Don't become too materialistic. Okay?
Prabhu, we cannot hear you.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, now we can.
So where did I stop? Where did you?
You stopped when we find balance or something like we need to be equal in both spiritual and
we need
material.
to find balance. We need to find balance. That's what I'm saying. Not too spiritual, not too materialistic. You see, we have to be balanced. You know, because I'm speaking like this because we are not brahmacharis. We are not sciences. That's why I'm speaking like this. All the audience here, they are not brahmacharis, they are not sciences. You see? So we have to always find our balance. But finding balance means whatever activities we are engaging in, we should always try to remember God or Krishna. Are you getting me now? Or I'm still frozen?
We can hear you, Prabhu.
We can hear you clearly.
Okay. So we have to find balance. We have to find balance. But there is no harm. There are some people, they become spiritual 100% due to their karma. They become too spiritual. There is no harm in that. There is no harm in that. There is no harm in becoming too spiritual. You will always gain 100% if you become too spiritual. But for most of us who cannot become too spiritual, we should always find balance in our life. We should not be too materialistic. We should find balance in our life. Because that is that balance that will give us happiness. You see, our life should be like a bicycle. Can you hear me? Now you are all frozen. So I don't know whether
We
you
can
are
hear
here.
you.
Okay. The picture is frozen, so I'm not sure. Our life should be like a bicycle. You see, what is the nature of a bicycle? Bicycle is that once you start riding it, you cannot stop. You know, as long as you are riding the bicycle, you will maintain your balance. You see, immediately you stop, you miss your balance. You have to support yourself with something else. You see, so that is it. So material life should be like our life should be like a train with a two track, spiritual and material. We should never neglect the spiritual for material. Never. It should always be balanced like that, like the train with a two track. So that is only way we can be happy in whatever material engagement we are doing. Is that okay? Are you still hearing me? Because the picture is
Yes,
from.
we can hear
Yes,
you,
Yes,
Prabhu.
we can.
Okay. So let's continue. Let's hear the wonderful Srila Prabhupada's purport, which is very long, and that may bring us to the end of today, because the purport is really, very long. Okay.
I'll read it, Prabhu.
Please go ahead.
In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, verse 17, Sri Narada Muni instructs Vyasadeva as follows. Tyaktva sadarnam charanam bhujam harer bhajan apakto kota patetato yadi yatra kwa vabhadram abud amusyakim kovarta apto bhajatam swadharmataha. If someone gives up all material prospects and takes complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no loss or degradation in any way. Sorry. On the other hand, if a non-devotee may fully engage in his occupational duties and yet not gain anything. For material prospects, there are many activities, both scriptural and customary. A transcendentalist is supposed to give up all the material activities for the sake of spiritual advancement in life. Krishna consciousness. One may argue that by Krishna consciousness, one may attain the highest perfection if it is completed. But if one does not attain such a perfectional stage, then he loses both materially and spiritually. It is enjoined in the scriptures that one has to suffer the reaction for not executing prescribed duties. Therefore, one who fails to discharge transcendental activities properly becomes subjected to these reactions. The Bhagavatam assures that unsuccessful transcendentalists that there need be no worries. Even though he may be subjected to the reaction for not perfectly executing prescribed duties, he's still not a loser because auspicious Krishna consciousness is never forgotten, and one so engaged will continue to be so even if he is lowborn in the next life. On the other hand, one who simply follows strictly the prescribed duties need not. Sorry, Prabhu. There are fireworks. Follow strictly prescribed duties need not necessarily attain auspicious results if he is lacking in Krishna consciousness. The purport may be understood as follows. Humanity may be divided into two sections, namely the regulated and non-regulated. Those who are engaged simply in bestial sense gratifications without knowledge of their next life or spiritual salvation belong to non-regulated section, and those who follow the principles of prescribed duties in the scriptures are classified amongst the regulated section. The non-regulated section, both civilized and non-civilized, educated and non-educated, strong and weak, are full of animal propensities. Their activities are never auspicious because while enjoying the animal propensities of eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, they perpetually remain in material existence, which is always miserable. On the other hand, those who are regulated by scriptural injunctions and those who rise gradually to Krishna consciousness certainly progress in life. Those who are following the path of auspiciousness can be divided into three sections, namely the followers of the spiritual rules and regulations who are enjoying material prosperity. Number two, those who are trying to find ultimate liberation from the material existence. And three, those who are devotees in Krishna consciousness. Those who are following the rules and regulations of the scriptures for material happiness may be further divided into two classes, those who are fruitive workers and those who desire no fruit for sense gratification. Those who are after fruitive results for sense gratification may be elevated to a higher standard of life. Even the higher planets, but still because they are not free from material existence, they are not following the truly auspicious path. The only auspicious activities are those which lead one to liberation. Any activity which is not aimed at ultimate self-realization or liberation from the material bodily concept of life is not at all auspicious. Activity in Krishna consciousness is the only auspicious activity, and anyone who voluntarily accepts all bodily discomforts for the sake of making progress on the path of Krishna consciousness can be called a perfect transcendentalist under severe austerity. And because the Eightfold Yoga system is directed toward the ultimate realization of Krishna consciousness, such practice is also auspicious, and no one who is trying his best in this matter need fear degradation. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So we can understand. Everybody is frozen here. I don't understand the network. The picture are the same things. Even Prabhupada Saraj is just smiling constantly here because the picture is frozen.
From here, from my
You
side,
can get no.
bro,
Okay, I don't know
so
why
it's
the
okay.
picture just frozen. It just your position was what it has been the same like you are just smiling. And Mother Nikki, the picture, okay, now the picture just changed now. Your picture was just, you are looking your book. You know, it's like my network is becoming slow. It's okay. At least I know that you are hearing me now. I can hear you back. So we can see Prabhupada's purport. Prabhupada explaining this thing in detail. Actually, when I was thinking about this verse, that the first verse Prabhupada quoted is what I was talking about from Narada Muni. Narada Muni was explaining to Vyasadeva, his a disciple, about how Vyasadeva has misled people by describing only the fruitive aspect of the Vedas. You know, because Vyasadeva has compiled all the Vedic scripture, but he has not talked about devotional service. He has only given people rules and regulation on how to enjoy in this life, on how to perform rules and regulation in the scripture, like Papa explained in the purport, and go to the heavenly planet to continue enjoyment, but no discussion about how to attain pure bhakti, how to attain the goal of life. You see? So that is why Narada Muni was telling him, what you have done is that you have just misdirect people's attention. So please, can you, correct your mistake by writing about the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So that is why Vyasadeva now sat down in his spiritual maturity. He now compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered to be Amala Purana. Amala Purana means pure book. Srimad Bhagavatam is a pure literature describing purely about Krishna and nothing else. Everything in Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about Krishna and the Vishnu Tattvas and all the pure devotee of the Lord. That is why it's considered to be the Amala Purana. And it is mentioned that the Srimad Bhagavatam is studied by Nima Saranam Satam, those who are completely free from envy. So for you to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, you have to be pure and be free from envy. You see, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is why Prabhupada mentioned in the beginning of this purport, this quotation from Sri Narada Muni about yesterday, he was telling him, you have to compile this scriptural book. Because why? If anyone engages in spiritual life full 100% wholeheartedly, there is no loss. In the beginning, if we dedicate all our life to Krishna, you know, like many of us, in the beginning, we gave up school. That is why I always encourage when I meet young ones, I try to encourage them to go back to school. If they are not finished their school, I try to tell them to go back to school. No matter how old you are, you can always go back to school and get that your certificate. Now there are many open university schools because that knowledge is always there. You can go back, get open, do open university, try to get certificates. You know, it makes you to be able to be useful in the society, at the same time be useful for Krishna consciousness. Because we remember those early days, those early devotees, because many of them did not go to school. All what they were preaching to us is to give up school, give up school, give up school, is Maya. Because they didn't go to school. So they want you to be equal with them, so that nobody will threaten their position in the future. You see? You know, so they were always telling us, give up school, school is Maya, school is Maya. Now go and find out what many of them are doing. Go and find out. Many of them, they have become so frustrated about the whole system. You know, they are jumping here, they are jumping there, they leave ISKCON, they go their mat. They are frustrated about their life because now they don't fit in into society and they cannot keep to the process of devotional service in ISKCON. So they are neither here or there. So they are frustrated about their whole life. If they will have, you know, try to adjust their situation and be proper, by now they will not be speaking against ISKCON or frustrated about life. That is why I always encourage everyone that have come in contact with me, I always encourage them don't give up your material life. As long as you are not going to be a Sayansi, you are not going to be a brahmachari. Krishna did not say we should give up our material life. Krishna said we should add our life, we should add him to our life, we should add Krishna to our life. I can quote many passages in the scripture to buttress my point. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling, there is one particular Grihastha who came to Mahaprabhu. He became so much attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to give up his home. He wanted to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a Sayansi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, go back to your house, go and perform your duty, and always remember Krishna and chant Krishna and do your duty. We will meet again. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him. You see, he told him, go back home, do your duty, we will meet again. But always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him. And many, many people like that. The other day I was listening to Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's one particular devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was working as a government. If many of our devotees know earlier, many of you will have gone into the government. Government work is very nice also. And there's more security in government job. There's more security in government job. In government job, nobody can sack you anyhow. You know, nobody, you know, there's more security in government job. You see, it's not like private job that's, you know, if they don't need you again, they can sack you. No, government work is not. You gradually move into the ladder in government, except if you misbehave. If you don't misbehave, you gradually move in the ladder. And when you get to the highest ladder, whether you become the director of a department or you become a minister or whatever, then you retire and then you still get your pension, you see? So devotees who can go into a government job should go to government job and still be Krishna conscious. And still be Krishna conscious. So there's this particular devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was doing government job. So, but it was very corrupt. It was corrupt. He was using government job money for self-gratification. So they wanted to kill him. The prince, the son of the king, you know, had some misunderstanding with him. So he wanted to end his life. But because the king is a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so someone went to complain to him about this, and the king stopped the situation. So later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking, and I will go through the passage. If you remind me, I will bring the passage to you where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking, was saying that government property is even higher than a Brahmana property. You see? Because in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna mentioned that the Brahmana property is the highest. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says government property is higher than the Brahmana property. That no one should misuse government property. No one, if one misuse or misappropriate government money, he will suffer for it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this in Chaitanya Charitamrita. You see? So again and again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was instructing his devotee. He says, anyone who is engaging in government work should make sure he doesn't misappropriate government money for his own self-gratification. Even a penny. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving this instruction. You see? So devotees can work in the government status, can work in the government ministries, can work with the government, you know. So most important thing is we balancing our life and adding Krishnas to our life. Until we understand these facts, we cannot grow in the society. We will continue to be isolating ourselves in the society, thinking that we are so special. Meanwhile, we are struggling with our senses and our mind, and we are fighting ourselves. There's nothing special with us if we are not Krishna conscious. If we cannot share what we have with others, there's nothing special in us. So our duty is to share this knowledge with others and make them special like us. Not that you are thinking you are very special, another cannot become like you. That is very selfish of us, you see? So That will bring us to the end of today. Oh, we already gone about past 9. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have work clock here, so I'm not checking. I'm sorry. It's all right. So we'll stop here. Okay, no need for comment and question because we already passed the time. But is there any question or comment that may come tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday. Oh, sorry, on Monday. Hare Krishna.
Govardhan Puja tomorrow.
Oh, Govardhan Puja.
Govardhan Puja.
Jai. Yes, tomorrow devotees should celebrate Govardhan Puja because that is the instruction from Krishna. Krishna says we should all celebrate Govardhan Puja. It's a very beautiful story about Govardhan Puja. So let's see. I don't know who is going to speak tomorrow in the temple. We hear about the wonderful activities of the Govardhan Puja. It's very wonderful. You know how Krishna instructed the Brajavasis on how to celebrate Govardhan Puja. It's a very wonderful celebration. And also worshiping the cow, Go Puja. That was the same day that happened. It's a very wonderful celebration. Generally, in all temples that have witnessed this, that we used to make Govardhan of Mahaprasadam. We make Govardhan of Mahaprasadam. And the whole thing we dance around the Mahaprasadam, you know, like that. It used to be very wonderful activity, you know. So let's see what happens tomorrow. I've not experienced what happened in Manila before, but let's see what happens tomorrow. And we can all enjoy the celebration of Govardhan Puja. Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
So see you Monday. So all of you should enjoy your Govardhan Puja celebration wherever you are, whether you're able to go to temple or you are at home celebrating with your family, wherever you are, enjoy your Govardhan Puja and stay Krishna conscious. The golden rule of Krishna consciousness is always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. That is the golden rule. Devotee can engage in every activities in the society, as long as it's not butchering or killing animal. We can engage in all activity in the society and act as normal as the society people, but we are Krishna conscious inside us, and we can give the society Krishna conscious. That is the main of Krishna consciousness. If we have not understood this, and we are trying to isolate ourselves from the people, then we don't understand what Krishna consciousness is all about. Hare Krishna. Vanchaka patarubhyascha kripa sindubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. See you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, one quick picture
Hare Krishna.
before we end the class. And
Oh, we have our camera one today. Haribo. Okay, let's take the camera.
yes, please,
Hare Krishna.
everyone look at their cameras. 1, 2, 3. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you,
Paalam
everyone.
po.